Welcome to England, everyone. So this is a rainy day story about football and about climate change. I grew up in the northeast, and my best friend at high school was a massive Sunderland Football Club fan, and he used to go to all of the games, and I went to some of them with him just to kind of go along for the ride. And I remember very distinctly the year when Sunderland did horrendously badly, like really badly. And they got relegated from the Premier League, which, if you don't know British football, is the top standard division where all the big clubs like Sunderland play, to the Championship, which is the next one down for the kind of big clubs that are kind of okay but are also much less interesting. Anyway, the following year they got relegated from the Championship down into the next one down again, into League One, and they became, in my mind, the team that always loses. And I didn't really think about that very much until recently, when thinking about climate change. And I think for a lot of people who care about climate change, or people who are interested in the environment, are on the team that always loses. Somehow every day is a rainy day. Somehow there is always bad news.
Harnessing the power of the sun
Pretty
and
much
the wind
everything
will
has
not
change is
be
almost
enough.
out.
It's obvious that climate change has a lot of negatives, and that there will be some losses, and that there have been a lot of losses. But why haven't there been any wins? Why are we the team that always loses? Well, the reason is this. Climate change is more complicated than football in that we decide, to some extent, what constitutes success and failure. Whether we win or lose depends on the goals that we set ourselves. To date, almost all climate change news stories, events, developments are measured against one huge overarching goal. And that is that we want to limit global surface temperature rise, global warming, to 1.5 degrees or 2 degrees. Normally it's one of those two. Both are quite ambitious. And both are entirely global. So these are not goals that you can influence very easily, and they're certainly not goals that are very conducive to finding wins. There is no way we can win at these goals without huge long-term global effort. And we can't motivate huge long-term global effort because we are the team that always loses. There are no smaller goals that will help us work step by step. And that, I feel, is really problematic and is holding back the climate change movement. Because the truth is that even in the 3 years that I've just been in university, the climate movement has improved dramatically and has encountered what I believe are lots of wins. But they're not recognised as wins because currently we're marking everything up against this global goal that is valid and is really good, but isn't going to give us any wins until we get to that huge radical vision of change. So let's find some step-by-steps, let's find some wins that we can use to get the ball rolling, and in the next few videos I will give you some suggestions for what those sorts of wins could be like in your life, how we can see real change, and how we can start moving towards a climate-friendly society. Let me know what you think of that, let me know if you agree, and as always, keep cool everyone.